Hi, and welcome to another video from Aptis Tutor, the place to come for all things Aptis related. My name's Chris, and today we're giving you some sample answers for practice test 1. Now please remember, we've scripted these answers, we've written them, so they're very full. We've done it like this to give you a good model for your own answers, to give you as many ideas as possible. Hope it's useful.
I'm going to ask you 3 short questions about yourself and your interests. You will have 30 seconds to reply to each question. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. What's the weather like?
It's very changeable. Sometimes it's warm and sunny, and even quite hot. But the next day it's windy and rainy. It's typical spring weather. We even had thunderstorms last week, which is quite unusual. Right now it's cloudy and warm, but I think it's going to rain again later.
Describe your classroom.
At high school, my classroom is very old-fashioned. All the desks are in rows with the teacher at the front. There's a big blackboard and no computers. But at the language school, it's the opposite. It's clean and modern. We sit in a semicircle and there are tablets and a smartboard with internet.
Tell me about your best friend.
Her name's Anka, and we've been friends since we were little. She's very outgoing and friendly. She's a good listener too, and if I have any problems, I can always depend on her to help me. She loves sport, and so do I. Sometimes our families go on holiday together, as our mums are best friends too.
In this part, I'm going to ask you to describe what is happening in a picture. Then I will ask you 2 questions about it. You will have 45 seconds for each response. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Describe this picture.
This photo shows a brightly coloured hall or playroom. There's a group of children who look about 7 or 8 years old, and there's a man standing on the left who's probably their teacher. The children all have books, so it might be a reading class, or perhaps they're preparing to act in a play. The room could be a little theatre, as they're all sitting on different levels, and the floor in the foreground could be the stage area.
What type of books do children and young people in your country read?
In my opinion, young children everywhere love reading storybooks with pictures. They're more fun, and having pictures helps them follow the stories better. Fantasy books such as The Hobbit or Harry Potter are really popular with teenagers in my country. I've read the whole series and I love them. And a lot of young people read science fiction novels like The Hunger Games, especially if they've seen and liked the films.
Why do you think it's important to read?
I'd say that reading is a very important skill for everyone. Reading helps us develop our imagination and creativity, and it's a great way to escape from your everyday life. We can also learn a lot from reading both fiction and non-fiction. Nowadays, most people tend to read fewer books than in the past, probably because of the mobile phones and the internet. I think that's a pity, as we're losing the ability to focus for more than a few minutes at a time.
In this part, I'm going to ask you to look at the pictures, then ask you 2 questions. You will have 45 seconds for each response. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Make sure you answer as fully as possible. Which do you prefer doing and why?
Actually, I like both of these activities, but if I had to choose one, I'd rather play football. After sitting down studying at school all day, I need to do some kind of physical activity to help me relax. And it's a great way to get together with your friends and have fun. I sometimes enjoy playing chess, but it's an individual game, so I don't think it's as much fun as team sports. Plus, you have to concentrate a lot, which can be hard to do after school.
Which is better for your health and why?
Well, playing football is obviously better for your physical health, as you have to run around and be active. And sports are often played outdoors, so you get some sun and air, which is important, especially for young people who spend too long online. But a game like chess is very good for your mental health, as you have to use your brain more. It helps you to think clearly and make strategies, as you have to plan your moves in advance.
Look at this poster. You have prepared this poster with your group. You are now going to present it to your class. You will have 90 seconds to think about your answer before you start speaking. You will have 2 minutes to give your presentation. Don't just repeat words on the screen. You should use your own words to describe the information on the poster. Make your presentation as interesting and informative as possible. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Your preparation time starts now. You now have 2 minutes to talk.
Hi, my presentation today is about a material that we can find everywhere, plastic. I'm going to look at the advantages and disadvantages of using plastic, how much we use, and the problems with recycling. Let's start with the pros of using plastic. Firstly, it doesn't cost much. Secondly, it's tough and versatile. Another good point is that it doesn't weigh much. These qualities mean plastic is the perfect material for bags, bottles, and other containers. But it's not all good news. You'll probably be shocked to hear that we use nearly 400 million tonnes of plastic a year, and about 1/5 of that goes into our rubbish bins. That's too much waste. And we use an incredible 500 billion plastic bottles. So why does this matter? Well, mostly because of the pollution it causes. Plastic often ends up in the streets and also in the sea. What's more, plastic creates greenhouse gases. Even recycling can be problematic, as the process creates chemicals and some plastic isn't recyclable. So what can we do? Well, we should all try to use less plastic. We should also recycle it when we can instead of putting it in a bin. Take a cloth bag when you go shopping and buy a reusable water bottle. Say no to plastic, and maybe together we can help to save our planet. If you liked this video, then please subscribe to our channel. Leave a like, comment or question, and we will answer you as soon as we can. More information and practice is here on our website, www.aptistutor.com. Hope you found this useful.